Welcome to this daily altcoin recommendation, and today recommendation will be EOX, right? We're going to look into EOS daily chart and see what is in store for EOS because right now it is cooking, right? The bulls are cooking and this food is about to get delicious with a measured move. Welcome to this analysis. I am Machiavelli Trader. If you've not subscribed, but if you find this video quite interesting or informative, please kindly like and subscribe so that you get notification when next I post. Now let's look at the pattern that we have on EOS. Right now, if you look at EOS, what we are seeing is called the rectangular pattern on the daily chart, right? So if I go to the daily chart here and I zoom in, right, you're going to see something like this. Like for quite some time now, since August 2020, EOS, while other coins are making major moves, EOS has not really made any move. It has been on really sideways accumulation for quite some time, right? So you can see that it has been on this downtrend move. Like you see EOS dropping all the way from 15 around 15 to $16, and it made its way all the way down to around it dropped down to $1, around $1.03, which is quite very cheap, right? It's an accumulation zone where you see a lot of buyers are likely buying, right? So if I turn up my volume, you can see that we are beginning to see rise in volume, but not any rise in price. So we're seeing a clear resistance, right? So this resistance has formed what I call the rectangular pattern. Now, before I dive into what the rectangular pattern is and how you can trade it to make over 300% move in profit, right? You can make over 300% in this trade. I am talking about before by next week EOS will start to explode. Because if you look at, right, we're having double bottom. This is the first touch on the support. This is another touch on the support. Now, what makes this even more interesting is, you see, after the retest of this first button, we had double bottom, right? The next market structure we started to change, right? So here we see higher low, right? Where I put this my smiling with this beautiful face telling you the bulls are cooking and is about to explode in EOS any moment from now. So you see that you see price being contained in something that looks like a box, right? At the top, you see that after price tried to make his way up, it got hit by this wall, a resistance like a barrier that I call resistance, right? So he tried a way again for the second time, the same barrier, the same zone, the same price range. It fell through around this $3.8 to $4 range, right? It fell. The bulls could not push it, price could not hold up. It came back to retest the low and found support around $1.9, right? The next time it made another attempt just of recent, and again it has failed woefully. The bulls have failed to break it. But you know one thing about resistance and support is, as for resistance, the more it is hit, the likely it is going to break. As for support, the same thing goes, right? The more you hit a support, the likely it is going to break. But in our situation, you can see that three times the bulls have made an attempt on the resistance. The BS has only successfully made one attempt, right? So, and that's how we get our support, right? So we're seeing that even below the support we have here, we have a stronger support, right? The previous double bottom. That is how our rectangular pattern is being formed. So, right? So if I pull zoom out, right? So you see what I say here. What is a rectangle pattern? A rectangle pattern is two trend line showing clear resistance. That's a barrier at the top and then a support. That is like a zone where buyers are waiting. So you see sellers are right here where I put resistance. There's a lot of sellers here, and here there's a lot of buyers. So you see price alternating between the two, trying to find out where there is more demand or likely more supply. So if there's more supply, you see price going down. If there's more demand, you see price going up. And the way you see it, there are more demand. How do I know they are among the demands? Because the market structure is beginning to change, right? So instead of price making probably hitting this low like it was hitting it here, right? There were countless push downward. When price got here, the push is no longer happening. Instead, you are seeing this buy pressure that even if I zoom in, you see that what we have here is like a long week, right? This candle having a long week. Instantly, it found buyers once it came closer to around $1.9, right? So it is likely that price tries again, right? And clearly we can see this rejection right here, right? We're seeing this clear rejection on the daily chart, right? You see, the bulls made their attempt, but it was clearly rejected, telling you we're likely going to see this support playing out once more. So if you can buy at these two, the range between $2 and 1.9, or between $2 and 2.5, right? That's the range, the buy range, right? It is either it makes double bottom, because it's likely going to test this low once more, right? Where we're going to have some buy power that could make its way up, and likely, most likely, on this fourth attempt, it is going to break this upper trend line. So if you enter here, you're likely going to be catching the breakout. And how does the breakout work, right? We're going to have a major move, right? A major move of the triangle. The height of this triangle is what the bulls are going to take on their way, right? So they're likely going to make a major move that will take us all the way to $6 or 6.5, right? That's the target. So you see, you can make triple the money. If you buy at $2, you sell at 6 or $6.5. That's a great move, right? That's like 300% gain in profit. So EOS right now is getting prepared, and I'm sure this week is going to be the week, right? From starting all the way from Monday, it's going to be a pop out for EOS, right? If we don't see it this week, we're likely going to see it running before the end of the week. That's the way I see it. So we're going to see this move anytime from now. So that one thing about consolidation is the breakout can happen at any time. So you just be on the watch and watch out for this move, because it is likely going to pop on EOS. Remember, this accumulation has been going on for so long. Why other coin, even to the point that SRP made it some move up, EOS did not make any move, right? So you see all throughout December, right? You're seeing all throughout December, it was quiet on EOS, right? Nothing really happened, no major entertainment. But that's to tell you something is cooking, right? So you can see that this volume you're seeing here is a sign of the bulls cooking. So what I'm saying is this rectangular pattern is always traded in a measured move. So where do you put your stop loss if you are to trade this particular pattern, right? So you wait to buy on this support at $2, right? So you are having another support just right here. So what I would do is, there are two things that are likely going to play out here. If if the supply power or the sell power over pushes these boundaries, there's another support right here. So there's no way it is going to break below 1.4, right? Because of this strong support. So if it doesn't hold at $2 or 1.9, it's going to try to retest this support here, where you're going to have something looking like this, right? Something like this, right? And this would be like a spring, right? What is a spring? In whereby a support is broken down in order to hunt stop loss, right? The market makers will hunt stop loss and clear all the stop losses of those who have been buying. The bulls who have been buying, trying to break it, clear all their stop losses, and then you see the same market makers and the same whales buying the price to break the top layer. So this could happen. This could also play out. So watch out for that. So if I am to enter this trade, my stop loss is likely going to be below this double bottom. So my stop loss will be around 1.2 to 1.3, right? So I will likely watch depending on how my entry works here, because likely this support can get broken. So it is likely to watch out what kind of pattern you see on the support before even buying. Don't just buy support, because support can get broken. That's one thing about support and resistance. But in this situation, it is likely that the pump will come after a strong pump. So watch out for this stop loss hunt, because it is likely going to play out in EOS anytime soon. So this pump is holding up anytime soon. Thank you for watching, and do subscribe if you find this video quite informative. Thank you.